What is up, my shillers? It's about that time again, isn't it? For another stream. Alright, who have we got? We've got Mr. Gently Benevolent. Good evening. You are early, which is always great to see, so we know that you are properly inclined, appropriately, as I say in the chat. Maverick, who has officially trademarked the butts. Excellent. And the Earl of Stair. Good evening, everyone. And good evening to you too. So, yeah. It was a bit of a quiet one the other night. But if you are wanting to catch up on the previous parts, they are over on my channel. Okay, that's lovely. That's working. Yeah, so if you wanted to catch up with the previous streams, they are over on my second channel, That Crime Guy Live. If you wanted to, let's say, take some time to go and check them out if you haven't already. Because I'm not keeping these ones on the main one. I'm going to be moving them over there. I'm going to start using the second channel, I think I've said previously, as more of an archive one, as opposed to a live one. Just purely because the numbers are here, really. It's important to establish how people are inclined. We don't want a Renee and Lieutenant Gruber situation emerging, TZG. No, absolutely not. I have no idea what you said there. I am not familiar with that, but I will take your word for it, mate. I'll take your word for it. So, what happened when we last left it? We picked up from where we left off with regards to the investigation side. We got a little bit stuck. 77th Brigade. Evening to you. We got a little bit stuck. We managed to get through it with the help of a walkthrough just for one teeny tiny bit. Hi, Janet. Good evening. You just checking in to say hi. Excellent. You are familiar with it. You are the best. Oh, of course. Yes. Sorry. It's late. Penny doesn't. It takes a while for the penny to drop, especially because our country is now in a recession. You have to watch them pennies extra closely at the moment. So, yeah, we were... Yeah, continuing with the investigation. We decided to take on Rhonda Light as our client. And we're about to go into the trial, where we're going to meet a mysterious prosecutor. Who, if you've been paying attention to the thumbnails on my background, you might recognise him when you see him. So, without further ado, it's crack. It is October 13th. This morning I am being... What does I say? I can't see because there's silly hearts in the way. Hold on. I can't see it. I'm going to say paddled. Oh, no. Oh, there we go. This morning I'm being a paddy and having Irish breakfast tea. Oh, top of the morning to you. All right, 9:36 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 4. St. Thomas Aquinas. Aquinas. Have you given up anything for Lent? Not necessarily, but I kind of gave up drinking a while back, if that counts. The last time I actually drank properly, and I know the exact date. It was the 23rd of June 2018. So I'm continuing that. I'm not an alcoholic or anything, just to clarify that. I'm not. I'm just going to put that out there right now. Let's get some background music on this as well. Hey, Nick. What is it? Is something wrong? Funny, I think I've given up drinking after that hangover last stream. Oh, funny that. Nah, but did you see all the people here? It's crazy. Oh, so check out the Master Mask Glossy I bought. Okay, we're getting some music now, so we'll turn that off. You bought this where? From the little tents in front of the courthouse. They have all sorts of things for sale. Hey, not Moriarty as well. Sorry, I forgot to mention. Hello, good evening, mate. You alright? Glory to TZG. Jesus. You know I'm a sucker for this kind of stuff. So now we have him striking a pose. Right, I feel like that's going to be important. Come on, I'm guilty. Throw the book at me. Let's go have a quick look at that poster, because I want to compare it. Why does the Mask have a promotional thing? Hold on. Is there anything different about that? I don't know. Hang on. I mean, if there is, I can't see it at the moment, but we'll find it. Who's screaming like that? Oh, Mr. Wright, you made it! Yeah, I did. but it doesn't look like things are going to get any less ugly for you. It's important to clarify, definitely, absolutely. Because I did it! I'm the criminal! Me! Just saying, I'm glad Tipster's not watching this. He's at it again. I sent the calling card to Lordly Taylor. I admit it. But you don't have the sacred urn, right? Well, that's true, but that doesn't mean that I didn't commit the crime. Normally when I say, of course you didn't, I'm being sarcastic, but you... Yikes. Anyway, I admit that I'm guilty, so make sure they give me a guilty verdict, please. That's kind of not how my job works. Oh, there you are, Ronnie. Bonjour, sweetie. Princess Leia is being a... Oh, Desiree, honey, bonjour. Well, actually, what are you saying there? Bit whiny. Oh, of course you call... Princess Leia. Brilliant. I don't really know why I should be speaking French to you at a time like this. Leave it all to me, Ronnie. I swear I'll protect you. You see, actually, the thief is me. Can I tell you something, Nicky boy? I can guarantee that my Ronnie is innocent. If he is declared guilty, I'll be ever so cross with you. So why are you smiling when you say it? Well, if you'll excuse me, I've got some errands I need to take care of. I'm counting on you, Nicky boy. Good luck. Ron, we can't have you confessing in trial. No, absolutely not. Yeah, it makes my job that bit more difficult. To be honest, I really don't know whether Ron is Master Mask or not. But there's only one thing I am sure of. He doesn't have the sacred urn right now. Oh, right. I'm gonna definitely turn that off. Why a bloke would have her trademark Vegemite swirl hair, I have no idea. Unless he isn't a bloke. Ooh. Mr. Delight, it's time for you to enter the courtroom. For the time being, I guess I'll have to trust Desiree. October 13th, 10 AM on the dot. District Court, courtroom number 6. There he is. There he is. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Ron Delight. The defense is ready, Your Honor. What about the prosecution? Are you prepared to... What a stupid question. What did you say? Fine. Let me ask you then, Your Honor. Are you ready? Are you ready to pass judgment? I tell you what, I bloody love the updates they've done to the sprite on this guy. What? No, I'm not. I will pass judgment after I hear arguments from both sides. Well, if you're not ready yourself, you shouldn't expect others to be. That's a rule to live by. Who are you? I am Godot, legendary prosecutor. I've never lost a case. Ah, he's the one that Detective Atney was talking about. Yes, your reputation precedes you. What kind of cases have you dealt with so far? None. What? What did you say? I've never prosecuted a case before. Never? But you said you've never lost before. Exactly. I've never lost. I've never won before either. Quite arrogant for a beginner, aren't you? Even the mightiest of redwoods begin their lives as mere saplings. Hey there, Jemima? Yes, but a mask? In a court of law? Disappointed if the prosecutor isn't Robocop, is Robocop, and not Mommy Von Karma. Trust me, I'm sure you will warm to Godot as we go along. Ha! Don't you know anything? No matter the man, we all wear masks. Either on our faces or over our hearts. This guy is the real deal, alright, Nick? Why does it seem like all prosecutors are the real deal? So we finally meet Mr. Phoenix Trite. Nick, is he a friend of yours? No, I don't have any friends that call me Trite. Just who is this masked man? I've returned from the depths of hell to do battle with you. Well then, Professor Gobo. It's not Gobo, it's Godot, Your Honor. In any case, Please give your opening statement. Opening statement? Those things are not fit for even dogs to consume. Oh, I have only one thing to say before we start. To you, Mr. Trite. What is it? Are you familiar with the saying, a chain is only as strong as its weakest link? I wonder how much you can withstand before you and your case break in two. Is Godot Edgeworth after he was killed and sold to the state government to upgrade him to robo-prosecutor? Dead or alive, you are being found guilty. More to the point, GB, would you buy him for $1? Well then, let's hear from the first witness. Gumshoe ain't a witness. My name is... No one has asked for your name, witness. The important thing is what you know. That's all. Start talking. We're listening. Yes, sir. All right, witness. First, let's hear about what you know about the thief that stole the urn. Yes, sir. Not even Edgeworth can get a day off. Well, he's off travelling at the moment, isn't he? The Mask's crimes. Master Mask is a master thief that first started his crime spree 6 months ago. He's so confident that he sends his calling card before he even commits the crime. This was his 5th heist, and as usual, he sent a card on to Lordly Taylor. His pattern is to always go after only the most precious art pieces. That's why we're sure it was Master Mask, sir. It fits his M.O. to a T. So then the actual identity of this Mask the Mask is... Mr. Godot, what are you? We're in the middle of a trial here, Mr. Godot. Blacker than a moonless night. Hotter and more bitter than hell itself. That is coffee. I'm sure you can grant me at least this much, Your Honor. Oh, please. Proceed. Very well. It's only coffee after all. Coffee drinkers? In the chat, anyone? What? You can't be letting him slide this early in the trial. Proceed with your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Godot getting his Nescafe Gold in, yep. Well, Nick, what are you going to do? As long as they haven't brought up Mr. Delight's identity, all we can do is show that it wasn't Master Mask who stole the urn. Ooh. Mask the Mask's crimes. Oh, hang on a minute. We might already be able to get in there. Let me just have a quick look, because I'm pretty sure... Yay! Here we go. Alright, there's your contradiction straight away. Master Mask is a master thief that first started his crime spree 6 months ago. We'll go through the motions. Have you been involved in the investigation from the beginning? Yep. Nobody knows more about the thief than me, pal. It's true. I'm a Zavari, author on thieves. An author? He's written books about thieves? I think he probably meant to say authority. The fact that this guy can slip through even my fingers shows how good he is, pal. It's easy when those fingers happen to be butterfingers. We'll press a bit harder. So nobody knows more about the thief than you, huh? You got it, pal. Except maybe for the thief's mom, that is. But isn't there someone who knows even more about him than the police? You don't mean Detective Zavari, do you? Who is this person, Zavari? He sounds German. I hate him already. It's Gumshoe. It is Gumshoe. His name is Luke Atme, sir. I guess I shouldn't have made up such a silly name for him. What the heck? Guess he's not all that famous after all. Anyway, it's true that he did manage to retrieve the last item from the thief stole. Oh, I see. It seems you're not the expert you claim to be. No. It looks like the thief is toying with me, even now. Gumshoe in his sausage fingers. He's so confident that he sends his calling card before he even commits the crime. Have you seen all of these so-called calling cards? Of course I have. But except, the person in charge of the treasure exhibit never brought their card to the police. so I didn't see this one until after the crime occurred. That's because Detective Atme stopped Miss Andrews from taking it to the police? Was the calling card that Lordly Taylor received authentic? Well, all the cards have one common identifying feature, but we're not releasing that information to the general public. But you're absolutely certain that this card is real? Gumshoe can't say it out loud, but I bet he's talking about Master Mask's emblem. This was his 5th heist, and as usual, he sent a card on to Lordly Taylor. His 5th heist? And your 5th screw-up, huh? Objection, pal! That ain't fair. Maybe you could say I screwed up 4 times, but this last time wasn't my fault. I didn't know about the calling card this time. You of all people shouldn't be chuckling about this? It's because he's laughing. Detective Gumshoe. I just want everyone here in the courtroom to know something. If you ever get a calling card from this guy, don't call some stupid private eye. Call your local police right away. Got me? Wow, it looks like he's really got it in for Detective Atme. His pattern is to always go after only the most precious art pieces. Lies, lies, and lies. Can I ask you a little something, Detective Gumshoe? Just hearing the little in that question is making me nervous. You said that he always goes after the most precious art pieces, right? That's right, pal. But there's one problem. That's not what he did in this case. The supposedly priceless urn doesn't exactly rise to the level of precious art. What do you mean? Nick, how can you say such a terrible thing? No, I meant from a financial point of view. I mean, it wouldn't fetch a good price. Well, Prosecutor Godot, what is the value of that urn? The appraisers I spoke to said they couldn't attach a price to it. And I mean that in the worst sense. So in other words, it was not the kind of item that Master Mask would normally go after. Exactly, it does have sentimental value. I don't like the way they keep dogging on it, man. Like, sure, okay, it might not be worth, like, millions of pounds or dollars or yen or whatever they use, but come on. Be a bit more polite about it. If I understand you correctly, Mr. Wright, you're saying that the theft of the sacred urn was not the work of Mask the Mask? Yes, that's what I'm saying. Actually, all I did was point out the contradiction. The argument made itself, but, well, first of all, we need to get this issue cleared up. Was this last robbery the work of Mask the Mask or not? What do you have to say about this, Mr. Godot? Oh, this coffee here. It's my own special blend. I call it Godot 107. I'm trying to decide whether to cut down on the acidity or the bitterness. That's the only thing I've got on my mind right now, Mr. Trite. What? If you're really a man, you should clean up your own mess. Sorry, but I don't get what you mean. If you're saying it wasn't Mask the Mask that stole the urn, then it must be someone imitating Mask the Mask's methods. A fake. A fake Mask the Mask the Mask? That fellow's gonna have to run something terrible if he keeps drinking it this way. Fake the mask? It sounds so ridiculous. But I like it. Here's another one. Now, before I decide on my coffee, I believe some proof is in order, Mr. Trite. Proof that the person who appeared at Lordly Taylor that night was actually a fake. Glug. Though I don't approve of Mr. Godot's behavior, his point is valid. Yeah, 100 BPM on the regular. Yeah. Mr. Wright, we're waiting. It looks like I'm going to have to prove it. I need proof that the person at Lordly Taylor that night was, in fact, a fake the mask. It's going to have to be something to do with this, isn't it? Is it the hands? No! Oh, that worked. What is this ever... Hang on. I pushed the wrong button, but I think we fluked our way out of it. Okay, okay, okay. What is this evidence supposed to prove? Well, it proves someone here is a fake, all right. It proves that this lawyer is a fake. Oh, crap, I think I bollocksed it up. Ah, these prosecutors sure know how to twist the knife. This is no time to be impressed. Think it over again. When he stole the urn, his photo was taken, right? Who knows? Maybe there's something on there that shows he's a fake. She talking about the photo we got from Acme? Are you ready yet, Mr. Wright? Looks like I'm going to have to prove it. I need proof that the person at Lordly Taylor that night was in fact Fake the Mask, right? So without pausing up this time, chat worked me on this one as well. What is there that's different about this one compared to that one? Is it the emblem? Hold on. Yeah, there's no emblem. Aha! Right, okay. Let's go. The proof is right here. This looks like a photo taken by a security camera. His costume has a made in China note on it. Obviously a fake mask. Ah, if only I looked at the tags. Ah, but if you look closely, you'll notice something peculiar about it. Well then, why don't you go ahead and show us what it is? Go on, use this pointer and show us just what about this picture is peculiar. Ba-ba-bang. It's right here, of course. You mean Mask the Mask? I have here a piece of reference I would like the court to take a look at. Isn't that the publicity photo I bought this morning? Et voila. The problem I have with the security camera photo is the brooch on Damask's chest. A breach? Here? Bailiff, get my steed. We need to retreat at once. A brooch, Your Honour. It's a sort of clasp for holding one's cape on. A clasp, eh? Ah, I see now. But the mask in the security camera photo. Ah! He has no brooch. That brooch is the same as the emblem on Damask's calling card and serves as his symbol. Why is Godot telling us how to use the pointer? Because we've never used a pointer before, ever in our lives. But the thief that broke into Lordly Taylor wasn't wearing a brooch. In other words, this Mask the Mask is a fake. I've been fooled again. Poor Gumshoe. Order. It's true. Undeniably true. Detective Gumshoe, how could you have overlooked this? I'm sorry, sir. I don't know how I... Hey now. If you're going to have a pity party, invite me too. Mr. Godot, you deserve some blame in this too. How could you have overlooked such a large brooch? The brooch you're talking about. Oh, do you mean this? Ah! That's Mask the Mask's brooch. Where did you find it? Well, I've always had a good nose for evidence. I got it at the crime scene. It was hidden in the shadow of a big female Buddha statue. Buddha statue? Ah, he must mean the Amy Faye statue. Why didn't you tell me about that, sir? Hey, Jess, you should become a full-time voice. No. I always put evidence away in my pocket. Oh, one sec. Just going to dip out for 2 seconds, guys. Bear with me. Oh, you heard her, did you? How you doing? Right. Yeah, sorry about that. My daughter's lost something. She was like, oh, I can't find it. So, a bit of a moment. Convinced her to look for it tomorrow, though. I'll be lovely. Oh, bless you. Right. Anyway, as Godot was saying, I always put evidence away in my pocket. After all, it's the safest place for crucial evidence. This guy is one cool customer. Another coffee? It's a little early to be shaken up, isn't it, little lady? That friend of yours left pretty little hickeys on there, too. Hickeys? Figuratively speaking, of course. I'm referring to Rhonda Light's fingerprints. What? What? The defendant's fingerprints are on the brooch? Order. Order in the court. Mr. Godot, let's see that brooch. I've grown attached to my metallic girlfriend here. Take good care of her. It appears to have been torn off some clothing. There's a little bit of cloth left on the back. Obviously, there must have been a big struggle that night at the crime scene. Uh-oh. Phoenix, we have a problem. Great Kentucky, hello, Governor. I hope everything is going well. When should we expect the return of the Friday night quiz games? Aiming for the 1st of March. I forgot that Friday was a short... Friday? I forgot that February was a short month, so... I'm going to aim to bring them back for like the last week of each month, or the last Friday of each month, just so I can use more time to focus on like the making of videos, actually. But yeah, so essentially there'll be two streams in March, one at the beginning and then one at the end, and then sort of like monthly moving forward. But if I'm a bit ahead of schedule, then I can always squeeze in another one maybe. But that's kind of the plan at the moment. Yes, good to see you, Great Kentuckian. Good to have you here. Found in the shadow of Amy Face statue. This is the masked brooch. Looks like it was torn off some clothing. You mess with Godot. Did you get burned? He's been playing me like a violin. It's a stature. It's an average month somewhere in the world. Well, Judge, I'm about ready to call my next witness. Huh? You're done with me? But I haven't proved anything yet. You've proven your own incompetence. That's good enough. But that doesn't sound good at all. Bailiff, bring the next witness into the courtroom. Finally, time for the ace detective to make his appearance, huh? One second is one drip of the coffee pot. Let's hurry it up. Shh! Silence! Now I see. It's all becoming clear. What's clear? Zavari, the truth has once again been elegantly revealed to me. What we have here is a judge and a prosecutor. A coffee maniac at that. Am I correct? Well, yes, that's right. Not bad. Not bad at all. You're the first person that's ever been able to penetrate my secret veil. I hope that's not a euphemism. Well, Sir Prosecutor, let me introduce myself. My name is Luke Atme, ace detective and rising star illuminating the heavens. Boy, these two make a perfect pair. They'd either be best friends or they tear each other heads off. I've heard that on the night of the crime you were all alone on security detail. You have heard correctly. My specially made monocle is worth more than 100 Detective Gumshoes. If Detective Gumshoe was worth anything, that is. Okay, don't like him. Why was this guy all by himself anyway? There must be some reason. Sure of it. Well then, tell us what this special monocle of yours witnessed. And rejected Yu-Gi-Oh character. What I witnessed? It was approximately 1 o'clock in the morning, just after the date changed. That's when my nemesis, the infamous Master Mask, dancingly descended upon me.
Just as I began to turn, the coward struck a fierce blow upon my noble head. Darkness swallowed me before I could land a single strike. When I awoke, he was gone. 30 minutes later, I used an emergency phone to notify the police.
So you didn't get a clear look at the criminal?
My specially made monocle never misses a thing. However, that is limited to things that fall within my own visual range. But of course, that's only natural.
I fail to see why the witness seemed so proud of his performance that evening.
Well, Sir Old-Timer, let me explain. We're not speaking of any ordinary thief, but of the king of thieves, the great Mask de Mask, my arch-enemy. That is what my instincts and my years of experience tell me.
Very well. Proceed with the cross-examination, Mr. Wright. All right, let's go. I think this might just be a pressing one.
Yep, so it's approximately 1 o'clock in the morning, just after the date changed.
So that would be 1 o'clock on the morning of the 12th, correct?
That's an impressive deduction, Sir Lawyer.
You were on security duty that night. Where exactly were you at the time?
A penetrating question. I was in the basement warehouse, near the computer.
Near the computer, huh? So then you weren't trying to remain hidden, I take it?
Well, up to this point, I had tried to remain concealed while waiting for the thief.
Yeah, he said the same thing yesterday, too.
Gumshoe also said that they'd never spotted the thief at the crime scenes before. Precisely. That is precisely why I chose not to hide last night. I knew that by not concealing myself, I would be putting pressure on the thief.
It looks like the thief was the one applying pressure. On your pigeony head, that is.
Well, in any case, that's when my nemesis,
Sorry, just got a message there.
That's when my nemesis, the infamous Mask de Mask, dancingly descended upon me.
Oh. Update chat, the item has been found and my daughter is now happy again. Dancingly descended. From where exactly?
Well, from the entrance, I suppose. Where else?
So in actuality, he neither danced nor descended. Someone please save me. So how is it that you didn't notice the thief?
My eyes were looking for the thief's shadow, while my ears listened for his footfalls. But even so, the dastardly criminal managed to sneak up on me. It can only be due to his subtly camouflaged cape and soft-soled shoes.
I hereby dub you Ace Dunce.
Just as I began to turn, the coward struck a fierce blow upon my noble head.
He does kind of have a Pikachu tail hairstyle, doesn't he? You didn't see the criminal's face when that happened?
Well, that's the difficult part. How shall I put it? I saw his mask. That's all I can recall.
That's not very solid as far as testimony goes.
However, fortunately, I had my third monocle, the security camera, at the ready. It captured his image perfectly. This should be sufficient, I believe.
Well, as long as this photo is authentic, I don't see a problem here. Well, Mr. Godot, do you have a problem with the photo? Glug. Good. Then let's continue with the testimony.
Oh yeah, like the stream. Come on, chap. Well, darkness swallowed me before I could land a single strike. When I awoke, he was gone.
Attacked and knocked unconscious. And you weren't able to do a thing. That's certainly some very impressive detective work.
Well, Sir Lawyer, have you ever been suddenly struck on the head?
Yes, in the second one, right at the beginning. Fire extinguisher. Yes, there you go. Well, yeah, actually, by a fire extinguisher.
And what happened?
Amnesia happened. Well, I was knocked out.
And you lost your memory too. You see? You have no right to look down on me then, do you? The only reason I didn't lose my memory was because I have more brains to begin with.
He may have brains. The wiring to the self-reflection part seems to be severed.
In any case, that was how I was knocked senseless. And then, 30 minutes later, I used the emergency phone to notify the police.
I'm calling bullsh on that. Okay. I don't really think I've got anything there to contradict that yet, have I? Can I look at that? No. Might be this might be a press-only job. About this 30 minutes.
My silver cord was loosened, and my soul fled to the golden halls of Elysium.
I don't remember Phoenix losing his memory. Have I been hit with the fire extinguisher too? So it was in the opening turnabout of the second game, if you recall. I don't know if you were here for that stream, but essentially they needed to retell the controls to people playing it for the first time, and so their way of doing it was giving Phoenix Wright amnesia, so that he didn't have a bloody clue as to what he was doing, which I thought was quite a unique way of doing that. But with this one, that you obviously you go through like the tutorial as Mia. So it is. No, I'm not playing amnesia. No. As usual, I have no idea what he's saying. I think he's saying that he was out cold. So, what happened during these 30 minutes?
No one can say, Your Honor. That span of time has truly vanished into the ether.
Just what is he going on about?
There's something suspicious about Detective Acme. How could he not have noticed when the thief came in?
Also, he says he was knocked unconscious before he could fight back. That can't be right. It contradicts the evidence. Huh? Which piece? Well, the real question is, why would he tell such an obvious lie? Okay. No, didn't do that. What if you... remaining 50p in your bank account, will I play? No. No. Right. Just as I began to turn the camera right. Okay, right. Let me see. Moved on the night. It's got to be this, isn't it? No. Okay. The witness's statement is clearly faulty, Your Honour. Oh, that's 2 penalty points as well. I'm sorry, but I can see nothing faulty. Unfortunately, I will have to penalise you, Mr. Wright. Ah, must be on the wrong track. Okay, that was on the back of the head, allegedly at least. Darkness swallowed me before I could land a single strike. When I awoke, he was gone. Let's have a look at this evidence. So the picture would all... Oh, okay, so it would make sense that it already moved. Then why would that be moved? Oh, hold on a minute. That's the... Yeah, no, that... I wonder if that would... I wonder if that would have... Ah, okay. Maybe the brooch? Yeah, the brooch. It's the brooch. Mr. Acme, could you take a look at this with that special monocle of yours?
Aha! This belongs to the criminal mastermind, my arch nemesis, Mask to Mask. It is, in point of fact, Mask to Mask's brooch.
It was found on the floor of the basement warehouse. I wonder how that happened.
Ha! Elementary, my dear lawyer. Obviously, it wasn't glued on well enough.
Not quite. It clearly shows signs of having been ripped off a piece of clothing. Ripped off? Aha! We can only deduce that the thief struggled with someone that night. That's the only thing I can think of. And there's only one person that was in a position to have a struggle with the thief. The only person that was on security duty that night. You, Detective Atme.
Ah.
Detective Atme, you must have fought with the thief that night. So why did you lie in your testimony to the court? Witness, giving false testimony is a serious crime.
No. Wait just a moment, Sir Oldtimer.
Don't talk to me like I'm living in a nursing home.
I just remembered, Your Honor. I was just confused because I'd been dealing with so many cases lately.
The true measure of a man is in the amount of work he does. That's what I always say. Nick, you can only handle one case at a time. Isn't that right? You talk too much. Quiet, Maya. Witness, so are you now saying that you and the thief fought? Hold on. That's quite enough, Your Honor. Excuse me? Save the big questions for the testimony. That's one of my rules. Oh, another coffee.
Indeed. I understand. I, Look at me, agree completely.
Oh yeah, also, one thing I didn't cover off in the recap, if you can really call it that, is this geezer right here is going to try and implicate both Phoenix and Maya as accomplices to Master Mask. Let's see how that goes. Harsh Godot, I am very good at avoiding work and I measure up well. Yep, me too. Fight with the thief.
Indeed, it's true that I looked away from the door for a brief moment. However, Look at me cannot be so easily discombobulated. Unfortunately, the thief grabbed a weapon from the side and, rendered me senseless. A true gentleman fights only with his own fists, but they were not good enough. His first blow struck true. Bam! And that's all she wrote.
Okay, we might be able to press a little bit further. I've got to think this is going to be key because we're going to expand on it, I think. And he's going to contradict the evidence. So in the end, you did catch a glimpse of Mask to Mask.
Correct. It was during his third crime that he struck me from behind. It seems that my memory has become a tad jumbled, so to speak.
She wrote? We're getting a Jessica Fletcher cameo? I told you, man. I told you, Jessica Fletcher is America's most successful serial killer. She's got the perfect cover. I'm a crime fiction writer. Yeah, well, everywhere you go, people seem to die, and you always seem to magically find the person who done it. Give off. I am not convinced. Well, that's certainly understandable. I myself always get confused about which testimony goes with which case. She's the end case in the final game. Hell yeah. That can't be good. What cup is he on? I think this is his fourth one. Fight with a thief. Right, here we go.
Indeed, it's true that I looked away from the door for a brief moment.
Music's ramped up a little bit. So why did you look away from the door anyway?
In addition to the camera, I had prepared a variety of other sensors as well. The alarm on one of those had gone off, so I had to check the data. That's why I went to the computer. Elegantly, of course.
So you were momentarily vulnerable when you were working on the computer. What should I do? Should I ask some more questions? Let's ask about the computer. So did that computer belong to Lordly Taylor as well?
Correct. Well, except for the program that manages the data. That was specially designed by me. Look at me.
Oh, mate, he's down in it. He's down in it. In that case, he could have easily manipulated the data.
What's wrong, Sir Lawyer? However, look at...
Okay, let's go back. I want to press about the sensor. So why did you look away from the door anyway? Blah, 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 blah. Yep. Okay, we did that. Okay, let's ask about the sensor. What kind of sensors are you talking about?
There are other places in the basement that someone could enter and exit from. There are air conditioner ducts, sewer pipes, and a cat door as well. I hooked up heat detecting infrared and ultraviolet sensors to each of them.
That's a lot of hardware. Was it all yours?
The Lordly Taylor department store was kind enough to provide the monitoring hardware. Naturally, the security camera that took the photo belongs to them as well.
In other words, he couldn't have rigged the equipment, huh?
Has that cleared up any doubts you had about me, Sir Lawyer?
The computer, innit?
However, Luke Atme cannot be so easily discombobulated.
What does that mean? Discombobulated. Young people these days, they really irritate me. They allow perfectly good old words to die until everyone forgets what they mean. Sorry, but what exactly does it mean anyway? Now I've forgotten. What was I saying? Jeez, it's better than old people who forget what they were saying 5 seconds ago. Well, it looks like we've cleared that up. You can go on with your testimony.
Unfortunately, the thief grabbed the weapon from the side and, well, rendered me senseless.
What do you mean by weapon from the side?
Naturally, the thief had no idea that I, Luke Atme, was hiding in the area. He grabbed the sword from the statue that I was standing by. The door to the warehouse. Oh, that was standing by the door to the warehouse, I should say.
Sword? You mean the sword that was all twisted like a tree branch? Judge Biden doing well as usual.
Correct. Fortunately for me, the blade was not sharp.
Like Biden. Okay, so he is talking about the spiky 7-bladed sword. I'm not saying that word. So the thief armed himself with a sword. And what about yourself, witness?
A true gentleman fights only with his own fists. They were not enough.
You had that much faith in your own fighting abilities?
But of course. In college, I was the second in charge of the boxing club.
I'm sorry if I failed to find that appropriately impressive.
However, my opponent in the ring this time was my arch nemesis, Mask to Mask.
This guy is a real piece of work.
His first blow struck true. Bang! That's all she wrote.
Come on. Yes, here we go. Can you tell us a little more about what happened?
My opponent was both powerful and vicious. You might say he was powericious.
What? Yeah, what?
I assumed the Atme fighting stance, but a sudden flash of light blinded me. That, of course, was checkmate. My opponent had bested me.
Atme is the sort of fellow who would box according to Queensberry rules, yes. Put up your dukes. What do I do now? Should I ask more about this? Well, you were blinded, but I'm going to have to ask about the Atme fighting style. What is this Atme fighting style?
I'm sorry, but that's a trade secret. I really can't say anymore. But I suppose I can tell you if I absolutely must. The main thing is to put your back to the wall.
Ah! Okay, I think we got it.
That way, no one can get behind you.
That's it? That's the Atme fighting style? Well, Mr. Wright, what about that testimony? It was very important. Of course it's important. We've learned a detective's secret technique, after all. Yes, indeed. I'll remember to use it if I ever take a walk alone late at night. Why the heck is he eyeballing me like that? It's creeping me out. Now then, witness. We'll go ahead and add that secret information to your official testimony. At school, we used to put our backs to the wall when certain people came by, but that was for very different reasons.
I put my back to the wall to fight, but the thief's blow landed upon my third eye.
Just as I predicted. Detective Atme, your testimony is crumbling like a house of cards. By the way, I don't remember anything about this particular trial, so that was purely like, yeah, I could see where it was going.
What fun this is, Sir Lawyer. It is truly a pleasure to cross swords with you.
Backs to the wall, mate. Back to the wall.
And now, once again, you have thrown down the gauntlet at my armored feet.
I believe this is what you said yesterday. Don't get your third eye out at me. It's a public forum.
No, the coward must have wormed his way in through somewhere besides the door. Then my arch nemesis struck me on the head from behind with this gruesome item here.
He did say that. From behind, huh? But just now you testified that he struck you on the forehead. Well, actually said the third eye. Cockshot. I hardly think you could forget where you were hit on the head.
Well, it was, as I said, it was a cock shot, sir lawyer. It seems I've made another mistake.
Detective Atme, that's not the only strange part of your testimony. What do you mean by that? For example, the very fact that you hid the calling card from the police itself is strange. It's almost as if you were afraid they were going to help with security.
Geniuses such as myself must have always been misunderstood. How sad.
That's wrong. Hitting someone else's... Oh,
Objection!
To err is human, to forgive divine. Humans aren't machines. They have souls, feelings. They live, they die, they love, they hate. And yes, they even make mistakes. Hey, hold on. It's not as pretty as that. Oh, black coffee. Really? What is it like then? Always chase a riddle down to the end. That's one of my rules. Luke seems like the kind of guy who thinks he's smart because he watches Family Guy and Rick and Morty. This is it. This might just be my chance to turn things around. Mr. Wright, what exactly is it that you are asserting? Very well, Your Honor. The defense asserts that... We're going in. We're going in. Mr. Atme is Mask the Mask. The answer is simple. Knew you couldn't trust Godot. He hasn't made his Nescafe Gold according to the sacred formula. What might that be, GB? I don't even drink coffee, so I wouldn't know. The answer is simple. It's all clear to me now. Detective Luke Atme's true identity is actually Mask the Mask. Order. Order in the court. Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this? There are too many unnatural parts to this, to Mr. Atme's story, Your Honor. He says he was hiding at the crime scenes, which is why no one ever saw him there. Ah, brilliant. Yeah, please, mate. And then, in his last case, he manages to outperform Detective Gumshoe and the entire police force to miraculously retrieve the stolen treasure.
That's because I analysed the crime scene data and made an exquisitely elegant deduction.
He's on his fifth, I think.
I picked up clues that the police overlooked in order to arrive at a...
Oh, please. The explanation is far simpler than that, Detective Atme. The truth is that you are, in fact, Mask the Mask.
Nark.
But Mr. Wright, this photo, it clearly shows Mask the Mask. This security camera belongs to Lordly Taylor Department Store. He shouldn't have been able to manipulate it. He didn't need to manipulate it. He gained access to the warehouse under the pretense of providing security. Then he simply dressed up as the thief and stole the urn. So, the ace detective is actually an ace thief. Is this true, witness?
The Mask's MO is pure genius, and so am I. Look at me, ace detective. You're very clever to have come to such a conclusion. I am impressed, sir lawyer.
What? Witness, you're admitting it?
Nick, now's your chance.
Yes. Time to put the last nail in this guy's coffin. Detective Atme, when you assume the thief's identity... Put milk in it that time. Godot Blend 102. My personal favourite. But Mr. Godot, the ace detective is actually an ace thief. I smell a best-selling novel. There's only one problem. It simply isn't true. But Mr. Godot, Mr. Wright has made some very strong points, and I will admit my opponent has woven a compelling narrative out of whole cloth. But it is, in fact, nothing more than a patchwork quilt, Mr. Trite. If this detective is really the thief, then show us the proof of your claim. But it had better be as hot and as perfect as the coffee dripping down your face. Well, Mr. Wright, don't just stand there. This court would like to see the court would like to see this decisive proof you have. Quickly. Huh? Yes, of course. What's the big rush? Are you all right, Nick? Atme looks pretty rattled right now. I'd like to finish this now if I can. Can I really do it? The decisive evidence that proves Mr. Luke Atme is in fact Mask the Mask. No. I think is yet to be found. I think we might have to do some more investigating. Proof? Of course, I've got nothing. Huh. Just what I thought. A man has to hold his head up high, no matter how bad things get, after all. Ah, I see. I thought perhaps you had some evidence to back up your assertion. This is no good. Gotta stay on the attack. Oh, crap, okay. I'll never get another chance to prove that this guy is the thief. Don't give up, Nick. Think harder and try again. It's no good. I'm just not ready yet. But you're just going to give up and let us lose this? So, you've come to your senses, have you, sir lawyer? I can't think of a counterattack at all. It seems the cloud of suspicion surrounding this witness has lifted. Mr. Godot, if you have anything further to... Who? Uh-oh. It's Tits McGee. Who are you? That doesn't really matter right now, does it? There's no way that nose is going under that mask unless it's a fake nose. Mr. Light, what are you doing here? Nicky boy, the thing you've been looking for. I conveniently found it. You mean that bag? No, not the bag. What's in the bag? Well? Oh, they fixed it. That's... Sacred urn! Nick, it's the urn! I don't see any nostrils, it must be fake. Order! 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 You, madam! That urn, where did you find it? You'll never believe it. It was in the office of Mr. Fancy Pants Ace Detective, Luke Atme. Oh, Desi, you're the best. Found in the office of Luke Atme, it has pink splotches all over it. Gee, I wonder where those splotches... Oh, okay. Well, how'd you explain that one, Mr. Atme? Even you are going to have a hard time weaseling out of this one. Can we go back to that previous shot, please, TCG? No reason, of course. I think we're beyond that now. Pathetic. Mr. Godot, do you have something you wish to say? Yes, Your Honor. It simply amazes me how quickly times change. In the old days, a man was to be taken at his word. It's truly sad. You're still denying that Mr. Atme was involved? Before casting aspersions at Detective Atme, consider the young lady here. Your name is Desiree Delight. Is that correct? Yes. What about it? Another cup. How charming. The lengths that a woman is willing to go to save her husband is truly inspiring. What are you insinuating? As the wife of the criminal, you could have discovered that stolen urn anywhere. Including the office of the good detective here. There's that shot again, GB. I think I'm going to become a lawyer now. This does look fun. So you found the urn. What does that prove? It certainly doesn't prove where the urn was before you Found it?
What? I just brought it here from the detective's office.
Please, madam. This town is already filled to the brim with lies. Any more could only compound the tragedy we've been witness to.
You're wrong. I would never do such a thing.
Mr. Light?
Please, Nicky boy, you've got to help me talk some sense into these people.
There must be some way. Got to prove that urn was actually in the Acme Detective Agency. Testify about what I saw? Show fingerprints on the urn? No, because he was wearing gloves. I can testify about what I saw. What's wrong? Isn't it your job to come up with something to say?
Nick, come on. It should be easy to prove. After all, we checked out that bag, didn't we?
You're right. I remember doing that. Whatever was in there was hard and round, and smooth too. Innuendo!
Yes, it must have been the urn. It must have.
But I never actually saw it with my own eyes. Acme walked in just when I was about to take a look at it. So even if it was the urn in there, I can't testify that it was.
You're right.
Looks like I was wrong about you, Mr. Trite. In this town overflowing with lies, there's still a single flickering candle of truth.
Nicky boy?
Well, it's true that I never actually saw the urn, but maybe I can still testify about it from another angle. What about it, Mr. Wright? Have you given up yet? There must be some way. Got to prove that urn was actually in the Acme Detective Agency. Fingerprints. I can prove where the urn was by the fingerprints on it. Fingerprints, eh?
Oh, come now. Now you're really making me laugh, Sir Lawyer. Fingerprints indeed.
Gloves.
May I go on? Oh, good. Now, it would be perfectly understandable if my fingerprints were on the urn. After all, it was I who was guarding the urn in the first place. In any case, I am always in the habit of wearing gloves, as you can see. So unfortunately, my fingerprints wouldn't be evidence of anything.
What about it, Mr. Wright? This witness's fingerprints would mean nothing anyway.
Nick, what are you going to do now?
Come too far to turn back now. He must have brought the urn back to his office yesterday. I'm sure someone must have left their fingerprints on it. The defense proposes that the fingerprints of this person should be on the urn. Oh, okay, come on. Right. Adrian Adges, maybe? Okay, let's go with Adrian. Oh, crap, here we go. Let me give you an important piece of advice. The one who keeps a cool head all the way until the game's end is the winner. Let me give you an even more important piece of advice, Mr. Wright. You're not going to win this game with that answer. Crap. Right.
Wow, even the judge is making cool, snappy remarks now.
Does that mean I was wrong again? The urn was put in the bag, carried to the detective's office yesterday. That means the person I should be... Excuse me. The person who left their prints on the urn yesterday at the Acme Detective Agency. Yeah, who was it though? Do you really think there's someone that could fit the bill? Masked... What? Hang on, could it... Ron? Would it be... My prince? Yeah, it was me, I did it! Alright, chat, we're in a bit of a predicament. I think... Well, it can't be him. Hold on a minute. Let me have a look, Is he... It doesn't look like he's wearing gloves. Oh my God, GB, you're absolutely right. Yes, of course. Well, Mr. Wright, have you decided? Yeah, it's going to be me. The defense proposed the fingerprints of the person should be on this stand. Of course, of course.
So what is all this fuss about fingerprints anyway?
Mr. Atme, do you recall the events of yesterday? Doi. I'm having a doi moment, ain't I?
Hey, Nick. Come on, open it up.
Hey, wait a minute. You can't just open his private property.
Don't be such a fuddy-duddy. This is an important investigation.
Well, what's in there? Hang on a sec. I'm taking it out now. Whatever it is, it feels kind of hard and smooth.
Well, hello there.
It's true that I didn't get a chance to look in the bag at the time, but I did touch what was inside. It was hard and round and smooth.
What? You touched it?
And I remember it very well. It was smooth and hard.
Well, that was just...
Hang on. He sounds like he's going to confess to something else there. Your Honour, I'd like the court to examine the fingerprints on that urn. If my fingerprints are on there, then it proves that the urn was in Detective Atme's office. Well, even if your fingerprints are on the urn, it still doesn't prove when they were put there, does it? Of course it does. What did you say? It's not what I say, but what Adrian Andrews, the person in charge of the exhibition, said. I polished it until it was just about glowing. I thought maybe I could make it look more valuable. If she polished it that much, she must have removed any and all fingerprints on it. And the only chance I had to get my fingerprints on it after that was yesterday at the Atme Detective Agency. This blend, Godot Blend 107. I've decided. It's a little too bitter after all. Oh, the visor's overheating. Order, order, order! I accept the defense's request. Bailiff, take this urn and...
Wait! Wait a moment, Your Honour. There's no need for that.
No need, you say?
Precisely. I already know Mr. Wright's fingerprints are on the urn.
What are you saying?
Yes!
I've finally broken him down.
Take a good look, everyone. Unable to find a rival worthy of my genius, I was forced to create one by myself. Here I am, the tragic clown.
Is it ever explained why he has that visor? Well, stick around, GB. You might find the answer. Or is he just doing a Geordie LaForge thing? Not a Geordie LaForge ×4 thing. Yeah. Stick around, mate. It will be revealed. This guy is nuttier than a fruitcake.
You see, it was me all along. I am the one and only Masked Mask. I hope you all enjoyed my little performance. Tough crowd, eh?
Well, Mr. Godot, what's Mr. Atme's condition? He's still in the lobby, laughing insanely, Your Honour. I wish I could enjoy the joke as much as he seems to be. Well, it looks like the matter has been settled. I came perilously close to besmirching the record of an innocent young man. Besmirching him with the title of thief. Nick, you were right after all. Yeah, I guess Mr. Delight really wasn't the thief. The court finds the defendant, Mr. Ron Delight. What? You're wrong! Wrong, I tell you! I mean, not exactly wrong so much, but actually not right is what I was really trying to say. Oh no. He's not. This can't be happening. The thief, the sneaky, odious thief who's been stealing all the treasures, is me. I'm him. I'm the one you want. I'm the thief, I tell you. So do it. Pronounce me guilty, please. I don't know what kind of kangaroo court you all think this is, but the true identity of the thief has already been proven. Please hurry and pass judge. What are you talking about? I already confessed. I'm the thief, I tell you. Right, what cup's he on now, not Moriarty? Mr. Godot, don't just stand there drinking coffee. Hey there, Mr. Thief. Yes, sir? You're really a man, then clean up your own mess. I'm sorry? I'm afraid I just don't have any idea what you mean. If you are masked to mask, well, prove it. That's what it means. Cup 9. Yes, sir. I'll be happy to. He says he'll be happy to, Nick. It's kind of cute. 100% committed to his fantasy. Good boy. Just remember one thing. A boy only gets one chance in his life to become a man. I know that. I won't fail. I swear. Okay then. Talk. We're all listening. Oh well. Let's all have a listen to this confession. Mask the Mask's identity. The truth is, I've been Mask the Mask all along. I mean, you can't prove that I'm not actually Mask the Mask, can you? I don't have an alibi for the night the urn was stolen, after all. I donned my costume that night and dancingly descended upon the scene of the crime. Look, you can see right there in the photo. That's me. As for my brooch, I snagged it on the door handle and it got torn off. That's all. It's 2.5 litres of coffee at the moment. That guy's got a bladder like iron. Cast iron bladder. I don't like the direction this trial has taken. This is how every trial goes. At least with me, anyway. Huh. You're doing great. Stop it, Mr. Godot. You're embarrassing me. Like I said, you're only going to get one chance to testify, all right? If you make it through this with flying colours, I'll keep my promise too. I'll make sure you stay locked up in prison as the one and only true Mask to Mask. Thanks so much, Mr. Godot. I'll do my best. All right, Mr. Wright. I'm afraid it's time for the cross-examination. I feel like, if I remember correctly, the last case, especially the last case, you're going to get a crap ton of fake outs, and I feel like it's going to be like this with this one now. Mask the Mask identity. The truth is, I've been blah 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 blah. You may think you're the real Master Mask. Your wife thinks you're delusional. No, I haven't told Dissy yet. About my true identity, I mean. Believe me, I've got my reasons. But the way your room is decked out, how could she not know about it? Even thieves have complicated family situations, I suppose. What should I do? Sounds like we're about to get sidetracked again. Let's keep going. So why are you withholding the truth from your wife? Well, first of all, I don't think she'd believe me anyway. And second, if there's one thing that Desi absolutely detests, it's criminals. Well, if that's the case, then why did you ever start thieving to begin with? Well, Desi is crazy about shopping. She's a real shopaholic. But she's the love of my life, Your Honor. I guess you could say I'm a Desi-aholic. So you do have a complicated family situation after all. All right, that's enough. Please continue with your testimony, I beg of you. I reckon this isn't the only truth Ron is hiding from his wife. I mean, you can't prove that I'm not actually Master Mask, can you? I thought you were going to be the... I thought you were going to be the one to show us proof. You know, that you're the real Master Mask and not just some kind of obsessed fanboy. Hey now, that's not fair. Why do I have to do all the hard work anyway? Maybe because you're the one making the outrageous claim for a change. Come on, Nick. You know that Mr. Delight couldn't have committed the crime.
You're the one with the fancy law degree. It's time to put it to work already.
I need some kind of proof that Ron couldn't possibly be Master Mask.
Well, I guess if you had that kind of proof, we wouldn't still be here, would we?
For the time being, maybe I need to shift strategy. To try to show that Mr. Light couldn't have stolen the urn. Well, anyway, I don't have an alibi for the night the urn was stolen, after all. Right, then what was it then? You've got no alibi? I've been a judge for a long time, and this is the first time I've ever heard the defendant brag about having no alibi. But I tell you, I was in Lord... Oh. Yes. But I tell you, I was in Lordly Taylor that night. No. That's too vague, even for me. To be more precise, I was down in the basement warehouse. No, you weren't. Hold on. What is it, Nick? Where was Ron Delight when the crime happened anyway? If we can prove he had an alibi after all, this case will be a piece of cake.
Well, you're right, but...
You think you can prove that? Wake up and smell the coffee. It's plastered all over your face. Well, I think maybe I can. Mr. Wright, do you have any evidence that shows the defendant has an alibi? Oh, why, yes, I do. I have the evidence. Do you think I'm still some sort of third-rate rookie? Oh, I've never seen you this angry before. Surprised. Anger is the last refuge of the pathetic. Thought I was more confident than angry. Well then, let's see this evidence already. Hey, Nico! Show to this court evidence that proves where your client was on the night of the crime. He was at work, silly. Can I use this? Mr. Delight. Oh, I could have picked the wallet as well. This wallet belongs to you, correct? Oh, yes, it does. I had lost it somewhere. Mr. Wright, when you find a wallet, you should report it to the police right away. No, you don't understand. This is an important piece of evidence. Evidence? Mr. Delight, when did you first notice that you'd lost your wallet? Exactly. So yeah, the card, the wallet. I think even if I picked the wallet, it would have done the same thing. Sometimes you get clues like that, don't you? Or like evidence like that where there's multiple sort of chains. Find us, yeah. Well, let's see. I think it was on the night of the crime, but I know I still had it when Desi and I went out for dinner. This wallet was found at approximately 1 AM at KB Security Headquarters. What? Surely you're not serious. Yes, I am serious. This proves that Mr. Delight was in fact at KB Security that night. No! So if the defendant was at KB Security at 1 o'clock in the morning, then that proves that he has a watertight alibi. No! Oh. Penny, so, okay, I'm not going to say anything, but I've just realised why he's... Okay. Furthermore, considering the distance between Lordly Taylor and KB Security, it would have taken 30 minutes to get there by car. According to Larry, anyway. Well, Mr. Godot, do you have anything to say? And stop drinking that coffee! Come on, Mr. Thief. Don't let this guy beat you. Tell him why he's wrong. You're the only one who calls me thief, Mr. Godot. All right, I'll try. I'll do it. I will. He's really got Mr. Delight all worked up. Yeah, he's like a kid at his first day of school. Look, it's just ridiculous. Why would I have dropped my wallet at KB Security? Someone must have planted it there to make it look like I was there and not at the heist. Planted it there? He's really reaching now. Mr. Delight, you probably dropped your wallet when you took it out to use this, didn't you? The keycard to KB Security CEO office. No! That was a pretty good try, Mr. Trite. Unfortunately, you've overlooked one small thing. What? Motive, of course. Why would this thief go to KB Security in the middle of the night anyway? Well, Mr. Wright, it looks like you need some more evidence after all. Stupid kid. Now then, let's see your evidence. The evidence that shows why Mr. Delight went to KB Security at 1 a.m. that night. It's the blackmail letter. Bada bing, bada boom. Mr. Delight, I believe you've seen this before, correct? Oh, that's... What is it? A blackmail letter. That's what it looks like from the contents. Blackmail? Yes. Basically, it says bring $50,000. It certainly sounds like a blackmail, all right. Not like a blackmail. Like blackmail. At the time of the theft, Mr. Delight was dealing with the blackmailer himself. In KB Security's CEO office, a full half an hour away from the scene of the crime. No. Alright, that was quite a violently drunk cup of coffee. Order! So when the theft of the urn occurred, the defendant was at KB Security. It looks like a perfect case for the defense. You may see it as a perfect case, Judge. But to me... Well, let's just say that my Godot Blend 107 impresses me a lot more. What are you trying to say? You say the thief was being blackmailed by the CEO of a security company. We are still on the first part of this case. No. Well, the first part, technically, what, the investigation side? I'd say that was the first part. This is like the second part. The previous streams, Nico, are over on the second channel. But what I'm doing is I'm doing the live streams here, taking them down, moving them over there. So I'm going to start treating the second one as a bit of an archive one. But did you actually investigate the CEO at all? Huh? Well, no, I guess not. Accusing a man of blackmail with no proof. Not sure what I think of that. Not sure what I think of that. At least I know what I think of you. Good point. I'm not sure what I think of it myself. You claim that the defendant entered the CEO office, but you will need at least one witness to corroborate your claim, Mr. Wright. Nick, I think we're going to have to track down the CEO guy. No, we don't have to track down the CEO at all. What do you mean by that, Mr. Trite? There is someone else who can testify. This is the person who can testify that the keycard was used at 1 a.m. that night. It's going to be him. Larry. Who is this useless-looking young man? You don't remember him, Your Honor? Not exactly. Just looking at his picture makes the bile start to rise in my throat. Bro, it looks like he doesn't remember the case from 2 years ago. He probably blocked out that memory on purpose. Anyway, this man was working as a guard at KB Security that night. Oh? The question at hand is, this keycard. Yep. Yep, that's the keycard they use in the building I work. According to the serial number, this one is for the CEO's office, dude. You need it to get into that room, and every time you use that card, it leaves a record. Yeah, it tells you exactly who entered the room and when, dude. As you can see, there's no need to investigate the CEO of KB Security. We should be able to discover the truth simply by analysing the keycard's data. No. Oh no. Well, Mr. Godot, the name of the CEO of KB Security is Kane Bullard. I was unable to contact him directly, but I got the keycard data. Here. So what does it show? Each keycard has its own serial number, and they leave detailed records of their use. According to this data, this card was used at 1 a.m. on the morning of the crime. There we go. That means it can't be Mr. Delight dressed as the Mask in this photo. Huh. It looks like you're right. 2 minutes isn't even enough time to brew a good cup of joe. Kane Bullard is totally resting, I know, right? So then... The light was clearly in the office of KB Security CEO at the time of the crime. The prosecutor's office is ready to admit that fact. Therefore, it's impossible for the defendant to be masked.
Good job, Nick. You did it, Nick.
That's enough. I came perilously close to the besmirching of the record of the... I came perilously close to besmirching the record of an innocent young man. He's repeating himself again. Besmirching him with the title of thief. What's wrong, Your Honor? I'm ready to pass judgment. But before I do that, do you have any further objections? No, Your Honor. Oh. What about the perjury for Delight? You know, the court finds the defendant, Mr. Ron Delight, not guilty. Court is now adjourned. October 13, 2:24 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 4. Did we feel like that was a quick case?
Nick, you did it. You were right after all. Actually, I'm a little bit ashamed of myself. Nicky boy!
Oh, Mr. Light.
I knew you could do it. I believed in you all along, Nicky boy. I don't know how I can ever repay you.
GB.
Oh, shucks. Thanks, Mr. Light.
I just know I'm blushing.
Congratulations, Mr. Nick.
Oh, Pearls. Got a bad feeling about this.
Who is this woman?
Oh, she's nobody. She's just,
You're blushing. How dare you do this in front of Mr. Meyer? You should be ashamed of yourself.
Ouch. She slapped me.
Pearly, this woman is Miss Desiree Delight. She's our client's wife.
I know, right, Nico? It is almost too good to be true.
Mr. Nick.
Yes?
You're even worse than I thought. Going behind the back of your own client.
No. You've got it all wrong.
I'll never forgive you.
Ow. A double slap.
Well, anyway, all's well that ends well, right?
I'm sure you could come up with some good ways to repay someone, Desiree. Ron certainly wouldn't be, doing his husbandly duties. Well, thankfully he can, because we're such good ace attorneys.
Well, anyway, all's well that ends well, right? We've got the sacred urn back, and the thief has been caught. You're so right. And it's all thanks to Nicky Boy here. But actually, it was you, Mr. Light, that brought us our urn back.
I'll talk.
Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Oh, please. You're embarrassing me.
If we won the case, then why does this guy look so glum?
Oh.
Ron is clearly someone who is frequently late to ECG.
But I am the thief. Actually, what's the point now? What is it, honey? I did my best for you, Ronnie. I know that, and I appreciate it, Desi. But the thing is...
Come on, give the kid some time. He's just got a little touch of the blues. You know about feeling blue, right, amigo? Mr. Godot, what are you doing here? Oh, come on. I just came here to say thanks to my newest buddy. You, Mr. Trite. Maybe you should learn my name before you call me buddy. Well, playtime is over. Huh? Early this morning, the body of Kane Bullard was discovered.
Kane Bullard? Where have I heard that name before? Isn't that the name of the CEO of KB Security? Wait, body?
The estimated time of death was 1 a.m. on October 12th. 1 a.m. on October 12th? You don't mean... That's right, amigo. At the same time that a cheap little urn was being stolen, the CEO of KB Security was being murdered. So then, what are you doing here? Oh, come on. You figured it out already, haven't you, amigo? Or Have you already forgotten about that piece of info I helped you out with today? Help me out? What? On October 12th at 1 o'clock in the morning, Rhonda Light was in the CEO's office, the scene of the murder. After getting that blackmail letter, he must have been imbrued with utter rage. What are you saying? Imbrued with rage? Come on. Don't tell me you didn't know. Rhonda Light was once an employee of KB Security. He was a professional security guard. An employee of KB Security? It looks like the alibi saved him from being convicted as a thief. It's going to be the noose that gets him hanged. Kind of an anti-alibi. Yeah, you did, unfortunately, Nico, but that's why YouTube has this beautiful thing called a rewind button. I'll leave it up a little bit if you want to go back and catch it. No way. He can't be the thief because he was at the murder scene when the murder occurred. No, that's a lie. It can't be true. Oh, but I am a thief. I tell you. Rhonda Light, you're going back to prison again. This time the charge is much more serious. This time, you'll be tried for murder. What? This is impossible. I'm looking forward to another exciting showdown, Mr. Trite. You and I aren't through with each other yet. Surely you won't back down from a challenge. You've never been a coward. Mr. Nick. Are the other videos on the main channel? I don't think I know of. Oh, no. So if you go to my second channel, which is where I do the live streams before, that Crime Guy Live, you'll find it there. You'll find it there. Not Moriarty. If you're still there, drop a link to the second channel. Yeah, drop a link to it, mate. Mr. Nick, is there something personal between you two? I've returned from the depths of hell to do battle with you. At least let me have some fun while I'm here. This guy, who the heck is he? He may be quiet, but he's the most dangerous enemy I've ever faced. Well then, time to say goodbye to Mr. Delight. Is it Delight? Delete? Ron Delete? I don't know. Ron Delight. Nick, how could this be happening? Ah! Yeah. So so basically, I'm streaming from the main channel, and then what I'm doing is I'm privating them afterwards, and then moving them over to the second channel as kind of like an archive, right in front of our very eyes. Excellent stuff, Nico. Nice one. Our client has been arrested for murder, and the one who established his presence at the scene was me. Yeah, Ronnie. Uh-oh. Arrested for murder on the very same day he's declared innocent of larceny. What the heck's going to happen next? Is to be continued. There we go. And that, ladies and gentlemen, concludes... That's on. Let's put that in. Streaming from main with the logo of the second channel to ensure confusion. Exactly. Well, technically, yeah, it's technically true because I am live right now. But yes, so that concludes tonight's stream. Don't be confused. We are not on a new Turnabout. We are continuing with the existing one. So yeah, it's just ramped up, isn't it, chat? We will be back. I need to think. When will we be back? I'll tell you what I would do. I don't know yet because there's some stuff that's come up outside of the real job. I say real job. My main job, which is sort of family based. Nothing bad. It's just business. So I will let you know via community posts and Discord updates as to when I do the next one. But it will be soon. Work continues with the video as well. Still doing the research phase, hoping to get the scripting started next week, and then hopefully have that out by the time the community quiz is ready to go live, which will be 1st of March. I'm aiming for. So yeah, guys, thank you ever so much for stopping by. Really do appreciate it. Nico, great to see you again after such a long time. And yeah, I will see you very, very soon with another Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations episode. Until next time, take care and goodbye for now.